Hello.
Hi there.
And welcome to another one of our movie reviews. I'm gonna let him take the lead on this one because this is one of his favorite movies. One of mine as well, but he just talks so well.
Okay, so this movie's called Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
What was that movie called again?
The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
The Hand That Rocks the Cradle?
The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Okay.
And it stars Annabella Sciorra and Rebecca De Mornay. And I love Rebecca De Mornay, and she's an underused actress, or was an underused actress, and I really like her a lot. This is like a Fatal Attraction style movie. It's more of a thriller than a horror movie. And it's about this, and also stars a young Julianne Moore, who this is one of her first big movies that she did.
Yes.
And Ernie Hudson.
Yeah.
A lot of actually really good actors. There's a couple others. The husband was a pretty big actor too.
The husband was a pretty big actor at the time.
I can't remember his name, but I don't remember him for a lot.
The little girl is
oh yeah,
is big now. She plays in like smaller parts on TV shows and stuff. I can't remember her from anything.
She's really big. She does small parts in movies, don't she?
Yeah, it's just small parts.
No, she does. No, she does. I'm just teasing.
Yeah.
No, this is a really good movie with a really good cast. And it's about this woman, played by Annabella Sciorra, Claire, who is a suburban wife, mother, and she's having another baby. And while she wants some renovations into her house, she works in like a greenhouse, but she's having her baby, and when her gynecologist, the person that's trying to see her, that's trying to see how far along she is basically making her feel like touched inappropriately and like kind of like just being creepy, and she goes home and feels like completely like I don't know what the word is, just like disrespected and afraid and like attacked by this doctor she had. So she talks to her husband about it and how it really emotionally it really emotionally upset her. And so they talk about filing a claim, and then they do, and then it goes on the news, and a bunch of our women come forward and say the same thing happened to them, and you find out that the doctor had a wife who was supposed to have a baby too, and her baby died. She didn't get to have her baby, but Claire has her baby, and the woman is Mrs. Mott, who is Peyton, played by Rebecca De Mornay, and she's pissed off that her baby died. Her husband killed himself, and so now she's stuck without a house. She's stuck without almost anything, and she wants revenge on Claire for basically ruining her life because in her eyes, she got everything taken away from her, and she blames her because she's the first one who came forward about this and kind of turned her life into a living hell, even though it's not her fault that the baby's dead. So it kind of just throws her off her teeters, and she goes crazy and creates this false persona. And I don't even think Payne's probably her real name, but we never find out what her real name is. That's kind of what she says her name is. We just find out her last name is really Mrs. Mock, because that's the doctor's surname. So this movie is basically she befriends she stops Emma so Claire can give Emma the lunch bag for school, and then they have a conversation that leads to everything, and then eventually, after a really good interview for a nanny position, because Claire wants a nanny, she talks about everything that happened, kind of makes up a BS story about how, I had a baby, but I lost it, and doesn't go into detail much more than that, and how she loves taking care of kids, and it eventually gets her a job. And little by little, more things start to add up until you see, just as the movie gradually increases, of how crazy and how just evil she is, and how cold and scary she is. There's other movies I feel like this movie kind of like. There's a lot of movies I feel like either were based on certain things in this movie or vice versa, where I feel like this movie either inspired her movies or was inspired by other movies like it. But cast-wise is amazing. It's a very underrated, under noticed, under talked about movie that I think is better than some of the movies in its category, to be honest, in my personal opinion. I think as much as I feel attraction, that means more popular than this, and I like this better than that. There's just something about the way the story takes place and the way it happens. I think also just something about these characters I really liked. And Julianne Moore is fantastic, so she basically does a lot of the research behind what happens and tries to go out, and they both Zora and her, and on their own during different parts of the movie, basically try to do research, and then she finds out who Peyton is before Claire does, Julianne Moore, and so she goes up to the house and then gets killed, and there's only really one other death in this movie that like Peyton actually causes, and it's like the greenhouse. She rigs it for Claire, but then since Marlene, who's played by Julianne Moore, goes to the house and wants to talk to Claire, she sets it up for her instead. So she goes into this greenhouse, and basically the roof, like it's all glass, and the glass shards just come like rain down on her and like cut her up and kill her. And Claire finds her body. She has asthma, and she starts like dying. Like she starts like not dying, but she starts like going into like a respiratory attack, which was also her like Peyton's second attempt to try to kill her because she wanted to take out all her inhalers, so she basically die. But the ambulance comes before anything happens. She's found outside, and she's like, oh no. So she comes up with the story, goes forward until finally Claire finds out who she is and her identity, and like has one of the best punches, almost like a Gale punch in Scream, where she like punches her across the face, falls on a table, and then and then right in front of everyone exposes her identity of what she found out to her husband. They kick her out of the house, and then right when they're about to leave and try to figure out what to do next, she breaks into the house. There's like this whole scene where she's like stalking the house and trying to get the baby back, and trying to basically, because this whole movie, I actually forgot one of the most important things, the hand rocks the cradle. So she's trying to nurse Claire's baby. She's not even just trying to mess with them. She's trying to like nurse like biologically this baby and program it to attach to her. And so so the baby becomes less interested in her. She plants a pair of her daughter's underwear onto their care worker, who is from a disabilities place. So he stumbles, is a little bit just, has some he's a little bit different, and so he's played by Ernie Hudson excellently, and I love his character. He's super sweet, but he ends up getting blamed for this because he doesn't have a good defense, and because Peyton has this close connection that she's weaseled her way in, and she's really good with her words. She basically is able to like frame it on him, and basically antagonizes him, and just everything about this movie. It's hard to talk about in 10 minutes, but it's such a good movie, and I really recommend it if you like movies about like really like evil women, drama, women on women type fighting movies. This movie is just excellent. 2 excellent leads with a lot of great supporting cast members and really nice characters. So that's, all I can say on this movie. You haven't said anything.
Yeah, Rebecca De Mornay is amazing in this movie. A couple other movies with her in it: Guilty by Sin,
Shining,
Guilty of Sin,
a TV series,
and the Shining TV series.
It's not a miniseries. I'm sorry, it's not like a show. It's more like
the movie Identity. Check those out. She's really good in those.
She's in Risky Business. This is her first movie, but I'm not a big Risky Business fan. I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan, but she is excellent though, and she plays a great maniac, a great evil babysitter, and just this movie is just so wicked awesome.
I forgot to check to see if this is streaming anywhere. You can probably rent it on Prime
or buy it. But there's an orphan scene where she has like a fit in the bathroom stall, just like Esther does. This movie is excellent. Go watch it.
Yes.
That's a review. Like and follow for more, and take care.
Yes, like and follow for more.
Bye.
Bye.